Built on the side of a former piano factory, there's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decades since it opened back in 1998. Welcome, everyone, to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Here's Tyler Bass to get this one started, and we're underway from the bank. On the return, here comes Justice Hill. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit! He's down shy of the 30. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Lamar now from the gun. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Out of the gun, Henry. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Second and 6 coming up here. Running once more with Henry. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
Forward.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Jackson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
And he got a little too much leg into that one. That's a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity, no doubt. This ball's coming out to the 20. They're out and set. 1st and 10. First tone of the game for James Cook. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. The rangy Kyle Hamilton getting there for the stop. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door to a bigger gap in the future.
Oh, he loses the football. And this is picked up by the Ravens. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
Third down, you're doing all you can to try to stay on the field, but unfortunately, poor ball security loosens his hold on it, and the defense knocks it free. Instead of facing 4th down, even better, that defense is off the field completely.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. This one goes off right tackle. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Christian Benford up to make that stop. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Jackson. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal. They'll run here with Henry. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Reed now in motion left. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only manages 1 yard on that run, so now they'll need 3 on 3rd and goal.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Blitz coming here, Jackson. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens capitalize on that turnover and take the lead. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
That one right down the middle. And the Ravens will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Cook. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle. Second down now, 7 to go. Rodgers here off the play action. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Well, the pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, didn't it? And it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Back north.
Here's the first give to Gus Edwards. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. Call it 3 yards on the pickup. They're short by just as many now as it brings up 4th down. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Neither side separating much so far. Back to the bank in just a moment. Here's Jake Camarda to send it skyward on 4th down. Deontay Hardy to return this for the Ravens. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. Tried getting creative, but the coverage team read it all the way. This return loses yards. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens will go on offense. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Lamar off the play fake. This is reeled in by Reed. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
Reed will go in motion right. They go play fake with Jackson. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
2nd and 3 now. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Reed's got it. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Here's Henry on the option. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Jackson now on 3rd. To the left and reeled in by Hopkins. And he's taken down at the 30. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll only get this to the 26 before going down. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Now Jackson off the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But, of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
3rd and long for him here. Lay it out for this one, and he makes the catch. Now, 3rd and 15, you don't see many of those picked up, partner, but they found a way.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Finding Flowers. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Middle.
From the gun, a run for Henry. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal.
Hey. Hey, Alpha, sit hot. Nice hot.
Henry takes it in for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Now they'll try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens double their lead to 14. The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Play action with Rodgers. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
2nd and 10 now. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers. And once again, they can't connect.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Jake Camarda on to punt. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. Oh, and it's a fake. Punter with the football. And the fake's not going to pay off as that winds up incomplete. And the fake punt is not going to keep things going, Brock. He winds up short. They're going to turn this football over on downs.
You know, in these situations, Kate, you got to be a great actor. That time, the punt unit defensively was not buying anything they were selling. That's a big stop on the fake punt.
Into the hands of Likely. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Trying to get outside with Henry. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Here's 2nd and 14. Finds him over the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Ravens leading near the break. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Lamar back to throw. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw, almost an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference. You know, you look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
And well, in the past, we wouldn't have batted an eye as it sailed over the end zone, Brock, but with our new kickoff rules in place, that's going to cost them. The football's coming all the way out to the 30-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now Rodgers gets everything he has under this throw. That's cut at the 25. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. The Bills chop some of the lead off before the half. Tyler Bass on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bills cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Hill now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now here's Lamar. This finds Likely. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Derek Forrest able to make the stop. Motioning one of the tight ends. From the 29. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. That's Cole Bishop. Wanted to hit his tight end there, but a defender anticipated it, got a hand on it, and it is picked up.
Yeah, I think this defenses today have figured it out. There's a lot of good tight ends, and they can be mismatch makers, so you better have an awareness and coverage of where those tight ends are. This defense did. And boy, what a big play to take that ball away.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's a give inside to Edwards. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. So Buffalo's going to call it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. To throw, Rodgers. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, Well, he could get two hands on it and take it the other way.
Rodgers throwing on third down. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Hill now to return it. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Jackson. Complete. Derrick Henry. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning-quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4. Offense in the hurry up here. From the 48. That is incomplete. Down to 13 seconds left. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And now it's 3rd down. Another look for him, Brock, and hey, why not with the way he's playing so far? But this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that time. But my hunch is they'll look for that receiver again today.
Completes this one to Hill. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Wow, they must really trusted this guy's range. He's out for what would be a very long field goal. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting... second half, we've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Cook trying this one up the gut. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
These are the kind of runs, Kate, that just soften up a defense. Keep working on them. Keep working on them. And eventually you're going to break one of those counters for even bigger yardage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Hand off to the up back. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
Yeah, I know you can read your partner right now, Kate. You know I'm smiling because that was a callback to the early days of football when fullbacks, fullbacks, not running backs, they were the one that led the ground game. He didn't stop at a yard or two, He ripped off a nice chunk for them right there.
Hey, check 26.
Now Rodgers on 3rd and short. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
You know, it's tough to succeed a linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. They'll run for this. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
Putting the tight end in motion. Setting up the running back screen. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
No, we changed it.
Working quickly here. Lamar now from the gun. It's complete to Hopkins. And he's taken down at the 30.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Turning to Henry on 3rd. And he's brought down for a loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. Looking to throw. He finds him beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. One of their biggest plays of the game, and it comes on a 4th down gamble.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
Henry does not get in. His push is stopped just short of that goal line. Offense up to the line fast. Trying to run with Henry. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Ravens push their lead further to start the half. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Well, we've been saying it for years, Brock. If at first you don't succeed, try that run again.
You're exactly right. It's going to take more than one stop to deter those offensive coaches from calling another run play. They've got such faith in their group up front to leverage right at the point of attack and punch it in on the second time around.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens double their lead to 14. The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now it's Cook. And he gets him around 6 there. Travis Jones, the man in on that tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Off the play fake, here's Rodgers. That one's incomplete over the middle. He was looking for Keon Coleman on that throw. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Pressure comes. Rodgers skips it short of his man. That brings up 4th down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. They do go for it. It's Rodgers. And it's incomplete. That's going to be a turnover on downs, depending on what the call is on this penalty. So the defense decides to decline the penalty. 1st down, ball at the 36. Lamar off the play fake. And the 1st down pass set away by a defender, incomplete. That was Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
This is Henry on 2nd. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down. They send the tight end in motion left. Now Jackson on 3rd down. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys are going to have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
Jackson's going to go on 4th. He's got it to his running back. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. That's a clutch 7-yard pickup, and it pays off the call to go for it on 4th down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
It's Henry on the counter. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Play fake, Jackson. Likely's got it right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that gives them 1st and goal. Henry can't push it across. They make the stand, and looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Once more, here's Henry. And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Ravens stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. His third of the game on the ground. That was a great response, Brock. After they got driven backwards on first down, they go right back to the ground and score just one play later.
Yeah, and I think if you and I were in the huddle down there after that first down loss, I think we would have felt a whole bunch of pride. Give me another shot, and boy, did they deliver.
The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They'll get this drive started. First and 10.
Back north.
Rodgers here off the play action. He's got this complete to James Cook.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Has him on the quick hitter. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. To throw is Rodgers. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th.
Hey, 88. Hey, 88.
They'll go for it. Rodgers. That's cut beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
Inside. Over. Hey, left.
This is Cook. And they had that one contained right at the line. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Second and 10 now. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. It's the Bills' ball as we start the 4th, but any efforts may be futile facing that deficit. They'll come up 1st and 10. Running behind center with Edwards. And he's able to bring this one down to the 4-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. On the ground, it's Edwards again. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Going to the ground again on 1st. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
A give to Edwards. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Offense in the hurry up here. Sticking with Edwards here. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Bills get it back to within 2 possessions. Bass on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bills get it back to a 14-point game. Bass now to kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Report!
Henry gets it here to start the drive. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Another run for Henry. He's got room to roam here. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
1st down, and they go back to Henry. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Option design here. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. All right, here we go. 2nd down. They'll run here following the penalty. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Call it a gain of 4, and now it's 3rd down and that unlucky 13.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Running once more with Henry. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their 1st time out. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Baltimore lined up in punt formation. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. He takes it at the 4. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And the Bills will take over possession. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
We are going.
Play action with Rodgers. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Working quickly here.
Hey, 626.
Out of his end zone, Rodgers. Short pass brought in. And he'll be taken down on the edge of his own end zone at the 2. From his own end zone on 3rd and long. And he won't find an escape. They converge and drop him for the safety. You know, generally down around your own end zone, you're thinking less of driving the length of the field initially, You're just trying to buy some space and prevent a safety.
This is called situational football. You work on it all through training camp, right? Drill. This can be equally important. Just get that first down. Just get out of the shadow of your own goal line. Well, the defense wasn't having it.
Ready.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40.
Hey, smash Bronco. Set. Hut.
Running out of the gun with Mitchell. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Well, no springing a big play on that one. It's just going to simply be used as a setup play, whether that's another run or eventually what I love, setting up a play-action pass off that counter action.
On the jump.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Set.
Again, this is Mitchell. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Buffalo calls it second time out of the half. And with another one gone, they're going to have just one remaining this game. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6.
Go.
First throw for the backup now. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Here we go. 19.
A give now from the gun. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Back to the line they go. It's second down.
Ready.
Handoff here to Mitchell. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him only 3, and that brings up 4th down and 8. The Ravens getting ready for the punt. Jordan Stout's the one to send it away. And that one comes down at the 2 before bouncing into the end zone for a touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. To throw, Rodgers. Trying to push it deep downfield. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. The ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, you're looking at a huge gain.
Play fake. It's Rodgers. They're going to get to him, and what a shot! The football's out! And it's a turnover. The defense has it. And hold of that one. He's still shaking up on the play, so we'll see team personnel out there to tend to him.
Ready.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down.
Ready.
The Ravens in victory formation and content to just knee this one out.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
Bronco switch.
With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So in front of the flock of fans in the stands, the Ravens get the win at home. And their start to the season not cooling off by any means as they move to 4-0 on the year. So for Brock Eward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Baltimore.